myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set the rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing.
Trey?
Music's on. Welcome to Live.
Welcome back, Buzzers and Buzzettes. We're here with another Live. It's Wednesday. We're talking stuff. I don't know. We're going to start off with Wild Card Weekend, the NFL.
Should we start with the AFC or NFC?
I have no preference. I think we can. Let's start AFC. Yeah.
What was more surprising, the AFC side or the NFC side?
I think it was pretty.
Did I say it weird?
I think both sides. I think both sides lived up to the expectations. I knew the Packers were going to lose. I knew the Vikings were going to lose.
You say you knew the Packers were going to lose, but did you want the Packers to lose?
Oh, I didn't want them to. Obviously not. But
Who
I
did
was
they
like,
play? They played the Commanders.
they played the
Eagles.
Yeah.
Oh.
I wanted them to really bad because, obviously, it'd be awesome.
Not a good start for you. Brock just said Zach knows everything about Super Wild Card Weekend.
that I'll
You just
mess
asked if they play the Commanders.
Well, it's like once I remember the game a little bit, I'll be able to tell
Yeah.
you.
I was a little surprised.
22, 23
22
to
to 10. Yeah.
What was?
Whoa.
The Packers.
Oh.
That one caught me off guard. I did not expect Calvin to pull
Yeah,
out.
I didn't either. I was
22 to 10 was the
mean,
Eagles.
wait,
Calvin, I'm not trying to be mean, but I thought you were talking about something else. and then I'm like, the game? All right, here we
I
go.
guess you could say that the Vikings game was probably the most surprising.
I'm not
For
sure.
most people, but
yes.
I had, I told everybody who I'd talked to about it, the Rams were my, underdog this whole time.
The Rams defense has been playing really good, and their offense hasn't been healthy all year.
And Sean McVay has a weird way of just motivating the team.
He's
just
insane.
Sean
He's
McVay
so
amazes me.
I like him.
Really.
I knew the Vikings would lose. I just didn't think they'd lose in that fashion.
Oh,
that
I'd 100%
was pretty
agree with
bad.
that, yeah.
That was bad.
But that's why I made it probably one of the most surprising.
Yeah, yeah. I was a
efforts.
little surprised by the Commanders-Bucks game. I knew it was going to be close, but I thought the Bucks would maybe
Baker
squeak
Mayfield
out.
is so clutch.
I thought he would.
It's hard to bet against Baker Mayfield.
I thought he would pull out in the clutch.
Well, it was close
and win
most
it.
of the game, correct?
The whole
It
game,
ended 23-20.
The reason why I just
Game-winning
thought
field
that the Commanders would win is just because of the fact that they go for it on every single fourth down.
That's true, yeah.
And I feel like it's hard to stop Jaden Daniels if they're going to go for it on fourth down every
That's
single
true.
time. So
I think
They
that,
doinked in the field goal, which
I know.
was
Yeah,
which was
did you
so
see?
cool.
So did you see all the stuff on social media about the kicker?
yeah.
And he was messing
Yeah,
with
he
his
was
hair.
like-
and
he
stuff?
has no hair and he's just
So
I
So
saw
it
the
came-
Pat McAfee clip where he was like, every time I went up to punt the ball, I had to make sure, he'd lick his hands, make sure they were
It came out. He's
dry.
diagnosed with OCD, and so now there's a bunch of people reeling it back and be like, "Well, no, I wasn't saying anything bad about it." It's like he's like, "Well, I'm diagnosed with OCD, so it's my OCD kicking in."
It's funny to see people dialing it back though after because it was
Yeah,
either
they make
what they
fun
of
of
saying was it
somebody.
was either OCD or nervous tick. Why would
Yeah.
you make fun of either of those?
But
things?
yeah, it's neither one.
They're just dialing it back because it's
If you're
OCD.
going out there to kick, what was it? It was like a 50-yarder.
the game-winning field goal.
Yeah, game-winning 52, 53-yard field goal. You can do whatever you want with a nervous tick. I don't
get
care.
No love. Too.
They
It's
get zero love.
They'll go hit the
They get
game
all
winner
the
like he
blame.
did,
Yeah.
and then he probably
And then
got
he gets
got
made
the
fun of.
gratification for on the way in to the locker room at the end
And
of the
then
game.
after that, he looks at his phone and he's like, "Oh my
yeah,
god!"
everybody's making fun of him.
Everybody
he just hit the
hates
game
me. I
winning-
just hit a game
won the
winner
Commanders won the
Commanders
Commanders'
their
first
first
playoff
playoff
game
win.
in a while.
in 20 years.
yeah,
and that whole organization's been a dumpster fire for at least the last 7.
I just
Or maybe it
can't
wasn't
think about
20,
the
it was like
Commanders
10.
without thinking about Robert Griffin III. I
RG3?
don't know why.
So sad.
I used to have such an obsession with him.
He was a dog.
It's good. We got a RG3 jersey at home.
When he was,
Oh.
this is random, but when he was with the Ravens, they had 3 Heisman quarterbacks in their lineup, and they had a play caller, like a formation. They called it the Heisman formation. So they had the Lamar at quarterback.
Yep.
RG3 at running back, and then
who's the other one?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't 3 Heisman quarterbacks.
There were
the
3
only-
Heisman winners.
And then it was Mark
Okay.
Ingram.
Mark Ingram. That's who
I
it
was
was.
like,
Yeah.
I was looking at him like, oh,
Yeah,
3
so they had all
quarterbacks on
3
the
of them.
Heisman? What are the
They had
odds?
all 3 of them in the backfield, and they ran triple option with all 3 of them.
Well, the craziest part is
insane.
having Lamar and RG3.
Put that on
That's
Madden?
wild. What?
Put that on Madden? I'd run that
They
all the
should.
time.
I
I'd
would-
run
It
that all the
probably
time.
is in there in some sort of way,
Yeah,
but-
if you pick a playbook with triple option and then put RG3 at running back.
How
and then-
accurate are these
What?
playbooks on Madden?
What do you mean?
No.
There's triple option on there. man.
How
And-
they're-
they're not very accurate.
Yeah, like,
at
The
all.
thing is they add these new things and they don't like patchwork it at all. So it's like it is so toxic.
I
You
want
a speed option
the
and it's a
Lions
touchdown.
full playbook. I want every single trick play they have ever ran in that playbook. Because
Exactly. If you're going to say, hey, this is Ben Johnson's playbook, I want Ben Johnson's
there
playbook.
are some insane plays. The one where they flip it to Penny Sewell or throw him an out route, that's nuts.
The other thing is like all the motions. Like I want that to be
Yeah.
like a guaranteed motion, not just a.
Yeah.
Granted, I haven't played Madden.
No,
for a
in
couple
Madden, the motions are way too slow.
Yeah.
They're
Like
terrible.
when you run to check man and like
Yeah.
you have your guy try to come across it and it's like it takes him like a business day.
Yeah.
If you can't call it back, you got 5 seconds left.
If you have 10 seconds left on the play
business
clock,
day.
do not call motion because you're gonna get a delay. Again.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But then-
back to the
Okay,
Sorry.
we covered
sidetracked.
the
Eagles,
Packers,
Packers, yeah,
we got
Commanders,
the
Bucks.
Vikings.
Vikings. So then AFC side, or no, there was one more.
Did we miss one NFC one?
We did.
No, that's all 3. There's only 3 in each.
Oh yeah,
three
yeah,
each.
you're
Okay,
right.
so
Yeah.
Denver scored first against the Bills, but that
Yeah.
was the end of their.
I'd 100%
That was
say
the end of
most
their
surprising
scoring.
game
Yeah.
Their
was
day.
the Chargers one.
The way the
I was a
Texans
little surprised.
looked just. They looked like the Packers towards the end of the season. Where it was like this team
Yeah,
shouldn't
they just
even
kind
be
of
in the
fell
playoffs.
apart.
Like
Yeah.
I heard a podcast where they're like, you know what? I'd like to add in where it's like if there's a team that's injured and trickling into the playoffs, you can take them out and put somebody who's hot, like a
agree.
Bengals or whatever.
Yeah,
That's
Bengals.
the thing,
holy
and that's what's
cow.
annoying. Being a Chiefs fan,
Yeah,
everybody's
they're
like, "Oh,
annoying,
The
I
Chiefs are scared of
agree.
the
Oh,
Bengals.
sorry.
The Chiefs are scared of the Bengals." I don't really think we're scared of the team that we have beaten multiple times.
Do
in
you
the
listen
past.
to Travis Kelce talk about it?
I heard
saw
him
that.
say
That
that he
was so
wasn't scared
funny.
of like anybody
Yeah.
or like any team in the
They're
NFL.
scared of
like, bring them
anybody.
on.
We weren't allowed to play that last game. He kept saying. He
Those
goes,
are some big words for somebody that's probably going to retire this year and never have to
I
play the
mean-
Bengals again.
I mean,
No,
if I were him and had the career he's had, I'd talk big.
well, yeah, that's true. That's
At some
true.
point,
That's
he
a good
will hang
point.
it up, of course. But the one
Yeah.
thing that I feel like I will say this in every game and every matchup, I think the Chiefs are good at having better backups than other teams.
That's true. They have a good roster.
Noah
top to
Gray
bottom.
had like
he's good.
2 touchdowns in one game, which is
I'd
like
say they just have found guys where they're like,
They know
this
their
is exactly the skill work and the need that we have to have. And
they
that
know
guy
their
has it.
roles.
Yeah, they
Everybody
got
knows their
so
role.
their scouting department, like that's
Yeah.
why if you look, the Chiefs have historically drafted really good recently.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
without having the top draft picks, like when you talk about the Detroit Lions, why are they good? There's a lot of guys that are first round draft picks on that team.
Penny Sewell was
they
pick
got
number
J-Mo
what,
and
3?
Jameer.
Yeah, J-Mo, Jameer.
Yeah, they got
Penny Sewell.
Jamison Williams in the
Well,
2021.
That was 22.
22.
Yeah.
Branch,
Yeah, and then
Branch,
they got-
yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson. Jeez.
Those are not just first round picks. Those are top 10 first round
Yeah.
picks.
Well, and then what I'm
Within the
saying
last,
though is it's
what,
like
4 years, 5
the
Yeah.
years.
Chiefs
Yes.
picks don't
insane.
come like last year. I think last year was Felix and UDK and Zama, and he's like
knows
just
ball.
honestly just kind of mid.
Yeah, but
So our picks at the end of the first round are never that good. Like
a
Clyde
guy-
Edwards-Helaire, like they're just never that good. But
Trying
our
to think,
third
so,
and
like,
seconds,
Taking a running back first round is just not a good strategy.
but
if
your,
we would
uh,
have gotten Jonathan Taylor.
That's true.
Like
Could've got
Jonathan
him.
Taylor was available.
I'm trying to think of what's his name from Purdue, Karlaftis.
Karlaftis, yeah.
Karlaftis.
Like he was one that people questioned, and he's been really good for him.
And you
Like,
want to know?
yeah.
You want to know the biggest
He's a
thing
motor.
that he's good at is the fact that he used to play water polo. He bats down every ball.
He
He's led the
does.
league- He led the league
Wow.
in batted passes last year. No
Bro
joke.
This
knows
guy's
ball.
reading. This guy's reading.
Bro knows ball.
This guy's reading beat writers from Kansas City right now. Water polo.
No. They talk about it in the games. If you turn the Chiefs game on,
I never do. I haven't watched the Chiefs. all
I've-
year.
you
I've
probably
watched-
just don't like watching winning football.
I
No,
watched
I
the
just
one
don't-
on Christmas.
I'm
all right, buddy.
I'm just,
I don't.
I'm
like
just
that
done with
little
them. Like I just
slide.
want somebody else to be. I feel like I've known everything.
See,
about Chiefs.
I understand that because I hated.
It's the same thing for the Patriots.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's just
gosh, I hate
they're
the Patriots.
They're the New England Patriots.
New England.
It's a new location.
I remember.
The New England Patriots of now, like they're the dynasty right now that everybody wants to just see go away.
Yeah.
He's the new Tom Brady.
Is the way we're doing it is so much more weird than they did it. Dude, we didn't
By
score
getting
over
every
30,
call
we
ever?
didn't score
No, I'm
over
kidding.
30 points this year.
I know that's
But
insane.
But Tom
That
Brady
is
had those
wild.
years where the Gerard Mayos of the world, and that defense was really good.
This is what I
Yeah.
like is I was distraught when we traded Tyreek Hill, and we've only gotten better, if anything.
You know why? Okay, I'm changing the camera to Josh.
Okay.
I'm taking Zach off of this conversation.
Okay.
Do you know why it's so similar to the dominance of the Chiefs and the Patriots? Because the Patriots went through all these years, not the first couple of years for the AFC West,
Yeah.
but the Patriots went through all these years in the AFC East where everybody else was just bad.
They were terrible.
No,
And
You had
now
the
I look at
Jets
the
who
AFC
won-
West, and
Yeah.
it's just like it's the same thing happening. Where it's
Exactly.
just like those teams can't figure out. The Chargers have went up and down. They still can't figure out how to make that work. And it's the
Yeah.
same thing with the Broncos. Are they good now? Are they not
Yeah,
good? I don't
and then,
know.
And then you have the Raiders, who are they're like the New York Jets of the AFC
Yeah. I
West or East.
Okay.
West.
The Raiders, all these organizations, you break it down to, I'm not even just saying AFC, all the bad teams in the NFL, if you look at it, they're all, historic, or not historic, their front offices are horrible.
yeah.
Yeah,
The Chiefs
absolutely.
front office, next man up immediately, our assistant GM, Mike Berganzi,
Yeah.
is going to probably get a job with the Jets or the Titans.
Probably.
Yeah.
So-
Which would be good for the Jets.
It would be very good for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then, on his way out, we'd have the guy up there next, filling
Right.
his spot, and he would do just as good because we
See, I feel the same way about the Packers too, because I feel like they draft well and they've missed on their early picks, like their stars.
But they get
But they're
diamonds in the
third
rough
round,
with
fourth
guy.
round, fifth round forever.
What round
Dontavian
was-
Wicks, oh my
Fifth
God.
rounder.
He
Well,
and I was talking
yeah,
to
he was a
Joshua
fifth
the other
rounder.
day about
Dude, I loved him
who
too.
Zach Thomas.
Yeah.
I loved him
Zach
because he
Thomas
came out of
good.
Wake Forest,
Wake Forest,
I
yeah.
believe.
He was good.
Yep.
And he was like a later round tackle prospect. I just loved him.
Yeah, they
I
have,
thought he was so
him,
good.
him
He's
and
balling out.
Is it him and Walker? Him and both tackles
Yeah.
are
Walker
third or
Little?
fifth round
Yeah.
guys.
Is that his
Rasheed
name? Walker
Walker.
Little?
Rasheed Walker, yeah.
There is a Walker Little, but anyways,
Yeah, Walker
we should
Little.
probably reel her back in.
Yeah, probably. So
'Cause
we
we
covered
got
the
the
Broncos. We
Texans.
covered the Broncos, Bills. We covered the Texans, Chargers.
Let's
was the other one?
move forward. It was the
Ravens beat
Steelers.
the Steelers.
Oh,
yeah.
bad.
Unfortunately
was
for the
not
Steelers, they talked about them not being as good towards the end of the year, but they had they had to play the Bengals, they had to play the
They did
Ravens,
have a
they had to
tough
play the
schedule towards the end.
Chiefs, they had to play.
Here's-
it
Let
was
Justin
tough.
Fields cook, dude. When you have a
Here's
guy
my
that's
thing.
young,
Mike Tomlin actually said he came out yesterday and said, I can see Justin Fields being our guy.
Here's my thing with the Steelers is that Mike Tomlin he's a great head coach and he has so much pride
One
that
of the
he will
best.
not let them get a decent draft pick. So they've had winning. No, what I mean is you don't have a good system.
You have to
You
take a
don't
bad
have
year every
you
year.
don't have
Everyone's
good
been
players. You need a good draft pick so you can start building around Justin Fields. Because
Unfortunately for them, they're kind of like, God, who would I compare them to? They're
They're
kind of
just-
like
they're
they're just
able-
so defensive minded.
Could you even
Exactly.
compare
That
them to,
defense is always so good, but
Exactly.
they just don't put any
I think
stock
they
in
don't
that,
put
off-
any
in that offense.
they
I
don't
think
put
of
any
Ravens and
points on
Jags
the
when I think of
offense.
defense. Do you remember the Jag?
I think
Jaguars
Ravens
defense.
See, I was gonna
Jacksonville,
say
Jacksonville
Ravens,
Jaguars.
and then I was just like,
You think of
man, that
Lamar
offense
Jackson.
is really good right now.
yeah.
Well, you could maybe. I don't know about the Packers. Would you say the Packers are defense heavy? Do you remember the year they had
This
Preston
year they
Smith
were-
and Za'Darius Smith?
Yeah.
I mean, they should be. They should be because every
in
first round
Van
pick
Ness-
that they had for 10 years was
It's
a
been-
defensive
yeah.
guy.
How's Lucas Van Ness? He good?
Not
He's all right.
He's not good.
He's
He'll
good.
probably
he's a
be one
good
of those guys
tackler.
that speeds up a little bit.
He's a great tackler.
He's a good
terrible
second,
coverage.
third round pick, and we picked him in the first round.
He's
well,
really
he
good.
had a high ceiling though. Sorry, Josh. Go ahead.
He's a really good tackler, but he's terrible in coverage.
He
outside?
can't.
He's middle linebacker.
He's just
middle.
or no, he's outside.
no.
isn't
He's edge. He's
Yeah,
just
my bad.
limited. He can't. He's got one move. I
Yeah.
push you back. It's just like
he's a pure power rusher.
yes. He doesn't have anything else going.
He has no finesse. He has just straight bull rush.
And unfortunately, Halfley and LaFleur want to rush 4 and get home with 4. And if you don't have one guy
yeah.
or 2 guys that can just do that consistently, then you
Yeah.
get
Is that why Preston and Za'Darius were so good?
yeah.
I think
Zadarius
so.
really-
Yeah, Zadarius was good. I'm glad we got
Where's
rid of
he
him
at
when we did
now?
because he's
No,
he's with the Lions.
You guys dropped him off at the perfect time.
Yeah,
Well,
'cause
he had
was
a back,
getting old.
He had a back injury, and
Yeah.
then he blamed the Packers and how poorly the Packers dealt with it or something. So then
Yeah,
he left and went to the Vikings.
And then went to the
And then he was back in Baltimore, which was where he started. And
Yeah,
then now he's
and then he
Detroit.
went-
I just
Yeah,
can't
no, he's-
imagine making millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Let's do some picks. Bills, Ravens. Who do you got?
Bills.
Bills.
Who do you got? Who do you want?
I want the Bills, and I think it's going to be the Bills.
I want the Bills. I'm taking the Ravens.
Really? All right.
Cass? Bills.
I know absolutely nothing about football.
I didn't ask you for your opinion. Bills,
Say
Ravens.
Bills.
That is true.
But I've heard the Bills are decent this year. I don't know.
Josh
Yeah.
Allen, Wyoming.
I watched
The
maybe
Ravens.
one.
Man, I love Josh
The Ravens'
Allen.
defense might be
Bills.
too intricate for the Bills'
Ravens?
or offense to
I
work.
don't know.
I just
I
gotta
don't
say
know.
one
I
of the
think
two.
Josh Allen, like, he plays against good defenses all the time, and he kind of makes them look
Someone
like
throw
a
something
mediocre
at her.
defense.
No.
Bills, Ravens.
I think I meant to say that the other way around.
'Kay.
Jesus.
Jesus always wins. Calvin.
I don't have a pick.
Ooh,
Bills,
go
Ravens.
team! I love sport game.
Hey, go Bills, Ravens, and give us the final score. Go.
Bills are one of the teams, and Ravens are the others. But I think I gotta go with the Bills because they are better at offense.
yeah.
Yeah, I think their
They're
offense is
better at
yeah.
offense.
What's the score going to be?
The score? It's gonna be.
It's gonna be close.
High flying?
7-2.
High flying offense, probably. So
Yeah,
higher.
it's gonna
probably
be
like
like
defense is low, too.
20 to
Yeah, but I mean,
17.
20 to 17.
the Bills' defense
Yeah.
isn't great.
Yeah, that's what
gonna
I'm
be
Yeah, you meant to
very
say Bills.
dramatic.
Yeah.
Chiefs, Texans.
Chiefs.
Oh,
Every day of the week,
Chiefs.
the Chiefs are winning by 50.
I think the
promise
Chiefs,
you the
they
Chiefs
haven't
are
scored
winning by 50.
30 this entire year, so shut your mouth.
It's going to be.
but
Yeah, it's gonna be 50 to 2 points.
Hey, when did Jordan Love last win MVP?
50 to 2.
Patrick Mahomes just had the worst year of his career. I don't want to hear it. He had a terrible year. He had a terrible year.
He hasn't won MVP.
Not the worst year of his career.
No, it wasn't, but it was pretty bad. I think
Chiefs, Texans.
it's gonna be the Chiefs. I really want the Texans, not because like
Rams, Eagles.
Okay,
Eagles. It's gonna be our national bird soon.
It already is.
it is.
No.
Yeah, actually, it wasn't officially our natural bird.
Not
national
technically,
bird,
not
but-
like legally.
I'm
but
gonna mix
they're
it.
gonna make it
Legally.
soon.
Mix it
You-
up.
I've been
Yeah,
going
like-
around illegally saying the bald
no,
eagle
like
is our
it wasn't
national bird.
officially written into the thing.
Where are we writing it?
I don't know.
I think you guys are wrong.
Constitution? Yeah, I don't know.
Research team, look that up.
Yeah, I think the Eagles are probably gonna win that one.
I'll switch
I would
it up.
love for the Rams
I'll
to win
switch it up
but-
though. I think the Rams possibly. Like, I don't think it's that far fetched to say the Rams.
No,
beat
I
'em.
agree. I think they
like
could.
the way that the Rams beat the Vikings was very convincing that they should be in the
That's
playoffs.
true, but I feel like the Vikings always just have that end of season fall off, and then they get to the playoffs, and then they play a team like the Rams, the Giants,
because they're not
and then
there
they just.
that often. That's the difference.
I-
you
That's
know
true.
what I mean?
That's true.
I don't want Nick Sirianni to be happy about anything. And so I want the Rams to win.
I agree, 100%.
That's valid. Yeah, I really want the Rams.
But
to
I
win.
think that the Rams front four is not going to do what
Yeah.
it did against the Vikings.
I agree.
And they're going to be exposed a little bit.
that
Oh
Eagles,
shoot! I did
that
forget
Eagles
about
O
that. How many
line,
sacks they finished with? Like 8.
that Eagles O
nine.
line,
know
it
they
was
had
9
6 at
sacks.
some point, yeah.
That Eagles O line is scary.
And
That
so
game
I
of
just
last
think
sack
that
was
the
the
Eagles
Bucs
are going to
versus
end up
Chiefs.
winning that one. And it's
man.
going to just, I mean, it's going to make me mad. But
Yeah,
either way.
I think the Eagles
last
are gonna
one,
win.
we have the Lions versus
Commanders.
the Commanders. I think the
Lions.
Lions are getting healthier. They get the bye week. They did everything they're supposed to do.
They're
I
going
think
to
their storied
absolutely
season
mollywop them.
is going
I'm calling
to.
it. Commanders. It's gonna be a textbook, dramatic underdog story.
I love it.
It's gonna
I
go
like
to
it.
like,
I do like
you know
that.
what?
I like
gonna
that.
go like 32.
I don't want it to happen.
To
I
33.
really like the Lions, but
Oh,
gonna-
1 point win
Yeah.
Commanders.
Oh,
Very
I love Dan
dramatic.
Campbell.
Book it. I wish we had a sound on here. Book it. That'd be cool.
I really like the
don't,
Lions. I love Dan Campbell and the way he coaches. So I really
Oh.
now that the Packers
love
are out,
Dan Campbell.
oh, I love him. He's great. Now
Any
that the
guy that
Packers,
starts his opening press conference with eating kneecaps, get out of here.
dude, that's so awesome.
No, it's not.
Okay, anyway,
Oh wait, did he say that after they had hurt knees?
No, he
No,
just
it
You
was-
said,
guys know
it
that
was when-
thing about
"Hey, you're going
Kirby
to knock us
Joseph?
down.
Kirby Joe, I will
And when we
admit,
get back up, we're going to bite your kneecap off. And you
He
can
was
knock
just-
us down again.
he was
and
just
then when we
saying-
get back up, we're going to bite off your other kneecap.
I truly believe
Just
that
saying
Dan
they're
Campbell
scrappy.
would go in and finish a drive at left tackle if he had to.
oh,
He
if
would
he
do it better
absolutely
than
had
most
to,
people.
he would come out of retirement, get signed by the Lions,
So,
and then just run out
mid-game,
there
mid-game.
mid-game.
I made fun
would
of him a
love
lot.
to see
He
that.
is growing on me a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, I
like-
love how passionate he is and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, He's just too much. Like, dude, these guys are professionals and they're adults and you act like.
But
I
like,
think that's
look what
an
that
issue.
mentality has done for them, though.
They have 400 number one draft picks. Like they're good because of their talent.
But still, look at the Browns. They've had 50 first round draft picks, top 10 draft picks in the last.
NFL.
Exactly, they've had 50 first
Like
top 10 draft picks for the last 25
saying-
years, and they suck. They've always sucked because
The Browns?
Yeah.
No, they were pretty good here a couple years ago. They got
Yeah,
the
with
playoffs.
Baker, that was it. That was the one time they've been good.
And then,
with how many
that's
the
coach's fault that they get rid of the guy that they had and they bring in another guy that's not the
Exactly,
guy.
that's what I'm saying.
will
Dan
say, I
Campbell
think
Dan Campbell didn't bring anybody in.
NFL teams give up on these rookie quarterbacks too quick.
Yeah, that's
they
true.
do.
Like Anthony Richardson was like this close to getting gave up on this season, and I still think, dude,
To be
give him some
fair-
work around the edges. He's 6'5".
He's just bad though.
You
To be,
you
yeah,
think
he is
he's
pretty
bad?
bad. To be fair,
He just
that
can't.
one
He just
play,
can't. In today's NFL, he's just not accurate enough. Go ahead, sorry.
that one play where
valid.
it was like 2 minutes into the game. It wasn't very, like they hadn't been playing for very long, and he gets up after like a 5-yard run, and he's like, "Give me out,
needed a break.
give me out." Like,
Hey,
all right, that's
in a
if you're gonna be
basketball
the
game,
never been there
franchise
before,
guy.
Joshua?
What?
You've never been there before? Them
I
first couple
have, but
plays
I
get you
stayed
gassed.
in. Yeah, but I stayed in. Like, if you're gonna be a professional, if you're gonna be the franchise guy that the entire team looks to, like they look to you and they're like, "This is our leader. This is who we, like they're supposed to follow you out there." And if you're gonna do that in the first few plays of the game, that's
One thing I will say though is I think if JJ McCarthy does good next year, I'll be a firm believer in the let the like
let him-
prize
let
starting
him-
quarterback sit.
let him
one
at
sit
least
for
at
a
least a
bit.
year or two, yeah.
because
That's why the
it's so
Packers
And
have
it
been
also
so
helps that he
good.
has KOC because he's a good coach. But
Yeah. That's why the Packers have been so good with quarterbacks because we let Aaron Rodgers sit behind Brett Favre, and Brett Favre had already been in the league for, however many years.
100
I think it was, yeah, it was wild.
You guys watched Aaron Rodgers documentary?
I did.
I did
Did you
not.
like it?
Yeah, it was
need to watch
Kind
enjoyable.
of weird.
I need
It's
to
just
watch
like a
that.
little.
Was
bit
it a little weird or a lot of weird?
Okay, a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. I enjoyed it because I watched so many and listened to so many like press conferences with him,
Yeah.
and so like it was very enjoyable to watch that. But it was like, man, like you
He's
imagine
fascinating though.
you imagine living that
Yeah.
type of life and stuff. Oh
yeah,
man,
I
it'd be
couldn't
crazy.
I couldn't imagine that because he never talks to his family.
I
who
could
lives
not
out in
do a
California.
darkness retreat, dude.
Yeah, I would never be able to do that.
I'd break down first night.
Oh yeah, I thought about that too right away. I'm like, there's no way I can just. Sit
I
in
would
the
never
darkness.
be able to do
Like
that.
I need to move. I couldn't.
They're like, someone comes in and brings you like food and puts it down and be like, do they grab your hand and they're like, here, it's right here. Here's your food.
grab their arm and pull them in.
They have like night vision goggles and they're like, all right, it's right here, Aaron. Aaron?
I mean,
Aaron?
You said that, Joshua. I thought of special ops.
Hey, let's move on. I want to talk about Zach's idea of underrated jobs. Do you have any
I have a
underrated
great
jobs?
one.
Let's hear Cassidy. Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I have this job. Well, not now, but at
did.
a Bible camp. People need to start working at Bible camps, especially for me, because I'm going to be a teacher. It literally prepares you for your entire life.
Yeah, I
So
probably
like your
should've done
career,
that,
you're going to be an educator,
Yeah.
teacher, and so
I'm
like this.
and no one
Well,
works at
you-
camps
yeah.
anymore.
Are you
I'm teaching
camp?
elementary though, so that's a little different for me.
It is.
Well, yeah,
Are
but
you
you
going to be
can
like camp
have
leader? What's
high
your
school.
what's your title going to be?
Camp counselor.
Camp counselor? You should change that.
I don't work there yet.
I mean, you should walk in and be like, all right, first of all,
Walk in.
not a camp counselor, camp leader.
Camp leader. No.
Camp dictator.
So
more like,
underrated
but
job because
Because no one
people don't-
works there anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody works there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not something worth-
Specifically,
yeah.
guys. Like, no guys work there.
Yeah, I think that's
True.
because like
Everybody cares
We
about
wanna
people
get
think too much.
You don't. You
People
get
care
paid?
that
well
they
they get
judged,
paid, but
bro.
like
You paid good?
Weekly.
but like I want to
$400
Weekly or
week.
bi-weekly?
Joshua, would you not say
It's
that's
like
true?
per
What?
week.
Like people are influenced by outside people too much to do jobs like that.
Oh, 100%.
Like it's like cringy to other people.
Exactly.
So it's like
So you're like,
we can't
oh,
do
I
that
can't-
because
I can't
that's
go work
cringy.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree
like
with that.
like I wanted when I was getting my first job, my mom was like, "You are not working at fast food or anything to do with food or anything like that."
How come, Amy?
And yeah, and I asked her why, and
Comment
she
below.
said, "Well, I did, and it sucked because I was in the kitchen. It was super greasy. I would break out because it was, just so much stuff in the air."
That's true.
It's
Which
gross.
yeah, it's valid.
When you're working by oil fryers and stuff like
Yeah.
that, like I did that at a convenience store
Yeah.
and made all that stuff. You feel gross every
Yeah.
time you leave.
But
it.
like the problem with that is around here, that limits my options to basically
Hardware.
nothing. It limits it, to Ace Hardware. That's about it.
I like
'Cause-
Ace
Thanks for
Hardware.
sponsoring the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
Get
to
all your-
Brandon Ace Hardware.
Get all your local
Be like one of those annoying
needs.
one of the
Yeah,
annoying
stop in
YouTube
while I'm
channels.
working, and I might give you the discount. No, I won't,
What's
because
the
that's not
logo?
legal.
Or what's
That would
the
go
what's the
so
saying
hard.
for Ace Hardware?
Ace is the place with the
Thank
hardware
you.
folks.
Yeah, Josh, sing it. You got to sing
You
it.
are
dude.
a helpful hardware folk.
I am.
folks.
I work pretty hard there.
Does,
So then-
does Matthew still work there?
Not really.
Not really.
His discount code or his manager code still works, so he could still like log into the computer and do stuff. But
Yeah.
he doesn't work there.
Okay. Any other underrated jobs?
You know, I don't think people realize just how much of a mess our like a power grid is, and I don't think people give the proper respect to people who deal with electronics and like power and stuff specifically.
So are you talking more
Like a power lineman, or
Yeah, like we're talking about jobs that
like something
people
that somebody
don't
that has to deal with like the
yeah,
power
like
lines
power
and
lines and
electricity. Yeah, okay.
generators and stuff. A lot of
What?
our generators and stuff are up to like 50 years older or
Yeah.
more.
That's
And we don't update them because we don't need more power than that. But
Yeah.
like that
I
stuff gets
kinda
really
agree with that. I
dangerous
didn't
and it's
really-
really
bringing-
hard and stuff.
I'm bringing
think
this
of
back to the NFL talk. So if I follow David Bakhtiari on Twitter, X, Y, whatever we're at here now, I follow him on there, and he is a big like push for like nuclear power and things like that.
That dude is a character, though, isn't he?
He is awesome.
Yeah.
But like that's why I follow him. But like he just is constantly sharing power problems and power issues and stuff. And he's like sharing graphs of like how nuclear power would be better because of this. And
Yeah.
yeah.
it is just I don't know why that.
This is really random, not related to anything with jobs, but it's related to the Packers. So
Here we go.
I went to a Packers game
Football podcast.
2 years ago, a year ago, I can't remember. No, it was 3 years ago now. But it was in January, so it was freezing at Lambeau Field,
Love it.
and we were walking out, and we walked by where the players like drive out of there,
Oh yeah.
and I can't remember if it was David Bakhtiari or somebody else, but they
Corey
were
Lindsley.
Josh Sutton.
no.
TJ.
It
Lang?
might have been not
TJ
Tucker.
When was this?
What's
Robert Tunyon.
3 years ago? Robert Tunyon.
Robert
That's
Tunyon?
who it was.
Dude, I had
yeah,
the
it
most
was Robert
insane
Tunyon.
football player poll ever. I could name.
That's pretty good.
But
What
I
did he
remember
do?
he was in his car and we were walking by, and my brother Noah just goes, yeah, and he's sitting in his car and he's going, yeah, because they beat the Vikings by a lot. Because
And then he
Kirk
popped the
Cousins was
curb.
hurt.
See, that's what I would do. I'd pull out of an NFL game. I'd be hyped. Like if I was one of the
Yeah.
players, I'd be hyped, and then I'd accidentally like pop the
Yeah.
curb and like break the tire off my car.
I'd be like sitting high-ended on that.
You gotta like be calling like fans over to like help you like fix your car on
yeah.
the side of the road.
David,
I met Josiah DeGuara.
Guara, yeah.
Yeah,
What
before
position is he? I've heard of him.
he was a tight end,
Yeah.
H
Okay.
back. They always called him. He was
kinda
from
a dog.
Cincinnati. He when we were there, I went to go get my wife some coffee from Starbucks, and he was pulling through Starbucks on his way to the stadium.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
His
awesome.
window was down. I'm like, Josiah. He's what?
Do you know
Hey.
Joshua? Do you know my coolest football story? My
Maybe?
first ever Chiefs game I went to. Sorry,
Calvin wants to say something about
We
David.
kind of got.
Give me a David, Calvin. Give me a David.
David, Robert, or Josiah, I know you're all like avid fans of this channel. If you're in here, leave a comment down
Dude,
below.
we should get David
If you
Bakhtiari.
remember
Come
this-
on the show. Come on
Yeah,
the
come
podcast.
on the
I
show.
should.
Got space right here for you.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, you got to tell your story. We're not done yet.
Yeah, no, I'm not done. I'll stay
We
here.
didn't even get to TikTok.
Bro, I have to go.
Bye, everybody.
You can
Yeah.
go. So I was sitting
So is Calvin.
like in the bowl, like right by the end zone,
Yeah.
and Travis Kelce came up, like after his pregame warmups. He came up and he went like this,
All like,
Yeah.
and one fan over here grabbed his glove off, and then he reaches it over to me, like,
Yeah.
to the guy beside me, and he tries to take it off. He pulls his hand away, and he puts his hand back over like this.
That
I pulled Travis
is
Kelce's
so
3XL glove off his
awesome.
hand. and I
I'm pretty sure you told me this before.
That is
pretty
that
neat.
is one of the
Quite
coolest
literally
stories
the peak
ever.
of my life.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I wanna go sit right front row in the end zone and get a Lambo leap.
You can't
that would
really
be
sell the glove though, because all it has in it is 3XL.
yeah. So it, like
The
yeah.
only way you would know that I got it from Travis Kelce is they posted the picture on the website
Yeah.
of like him reaching his. That's what I'm saying. He wore them in pregame warm-ups.
Yeah, you could get
cool.
the
I
DNA sample.
I should get the stats, but
Put the results of the DNA right in. See, I told you.
See, I told you. This is Travis Kelce's
that was
glove.
it. We played the Browns, and that was the year the Chiefs weren't that good. It was like actually a close game.
Yeah. Well, was that when
Browns
the
had Dwayne Bowe, if you remember that name.
Let's go real
Dwayne
quick before we
Bowe.
get off of this here. Current events. You want to talk about?
TikTok ban?
TikTok ban.
They
Ava
extended
wants
it.
to talk about
It's
the
not-
TikTok ban.
It's not on the 19th anymore.
Ava,
Hey, I think they're extending it.
being banned. Research team.
They
you go.
proposed
David TikTok's mine. I go to an
they proposed an extension, but I don't think it passed
Yeah,
yet.
pretty much what he
Which
just said.
yeah.
Well, I want to leave, so what
I
he
feel like
said.
somebody's gonna buy it. Somebody has to buy it.
No,
I
that's
think
not
that,
going to
like-
happen.
I don't think they're gonna ban it
She
because
says
that's
she has
just
to leave, but we're talking TikTok.
I feel like it won't get banned because somehow it just won't. But isn't it in effect to be banned on the 19th?
Even if
yeah,
it does
but
get
they
banned,
won't ban it if they have a proposed extension because that's just not how it works. They'll extend it until that proposed extension either gets denied or passed.
It's just so dumb that they keep extending it. Like they've been trying to ban it every year.
Just-
like,
Okay, but
just
see,
give up.
That was what I was gonna say. I go, it's the government. Nothing's gonna happen.
It's so
Yeah.
dumb.
Just give
It's
up.
yeah, it's not gonna happen.
pocket
'cause-
veto.
And,
Pull
like-
that term out right now.
and, like,
Exactly.
There has
Just
to
took a
be
test on
other
it.
things.
Lobbying.
Shout out
Reese Molenbrink. Yeah, full
shout out
government.
Mullen.
There has to be other
Mullenberg.
things that are a little bit more important than banning TikTok
Mr.
because
VC's peanut
everything
butter
has
cup.
our information, and I think honestly, we don't care that they have our information.
Wait till you lose someone steals your identity. You'll
Meta's
care.
more scary to me.
Okay, true.
Meta
But
is way more scary than me.
It's just because it's
Facebook
America,
and
so
Meta
they're like,
and
oh,
all
it's fine
that.
if they have our information.
Mark Zuckerberg, shady guy.
There
Just
is
gonna-
stuff
gonna say
that
it.
like happens just normally on Facebook that I would like to bring up, but I literally can't because that's how scary it is. Or I guess I
But,
can't
like,
just bring it up
people-
the school thing.
People log like, why isn't like Shein and Temu getting taken down? They literally have all of your information.
Yeah, they have your
Right.
credit
That's the
card
thing,
information.
All
Yeah.
I mean,
these
so is
social
TikTok,
medias,
I
when you
guess, but-
sign up
buy
for an account,
Yeah,
you can put
if
in
you
all your
buy
information.
But the difference is that Facebook is really rich, so they're not going to do that because they get a lot of money.
I don't know.
It just like get rid of everything China has. Like get rid of everything. Then if you're gonna get rid
political.
of if you're
End
gonna
the lives,
get
right?
if you're gonna get rid of TikTok, then get rid of everything. If it's all a
That's
danger
true.
to us.
That is valid.
Like no, they just are
Even-
mad that we get
Which
information
which is
fast.
messed up because Kamala and
Like,
Trump
that's my news
both
source.
use TikTok to gain voters of younger people because that's where they get their information, which is a terrible place to get your information. Don't do that.
Depends
But-
who you are. Look at Ava's mad.
Ava knows everything about
seriously,
this because of TikTok.
But,
Do
like-
not get your information from TikTok.
No,
it's
I
so
think,
bad.
I think you
It's-
can see both sides.
You
of
can
views
you-
instead
yeah.
of like news sources and like
No.
they're all very biased.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Actually, yeah, you
I
really
feel
don't
like
get both sides.
TikTok's
'cause-
I see both
algorithm
sides.
means that you probably only see the side you agree with.
Yeah,
I
because
think
the
that-
For You
if
no,
you
but
do-
I-
if you do
I
a
genuinely-
search-
I genuinely
That's
see
true.
both
You
sides.
You could just search
honestly, here's how you put
And
it.
then you look in the comment section, and then you see people arguing, and it's both sides.
If
It
you
depends
want
how you
people-
look it up.
People, yeah. If you want to
People
know
arguing.
either
Bots.
side, you have to go digging for it because you're not going to find it.
actually
just
don't think there's
it's not
that
gonna
many
fall
bots
into
It
your
out
lap.
depends on what you look up.
I am.
'Cause, like, if I was
I'm
to go-
old.
If I was
I'm
to go
old
on
and I'm-
TikTok and look up Palisades Fire, it would probably just show me all the videos of the Palisades
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
But if I was to go look up Palisades Fire controlled by,
Conspiracy.
yeah,
Yeah.
conspiracy, you're gonna find conspiracies. You're
Exactly.
gonna find inaccurate information.
Yeah,
I don't
So it's
believe.
like-
I don't believe anything I read or hear anymore.
It's kind of hard too.
yeah. It is.
I mean,
hard
like
to-
everywhere, because I used to get all my news from Twitter,
Well, you go on
Yeah.
to
and now
TikTok.
it's like I'm on there, and I'm just like I scroll past everything that I used to read. on
It
there.
sucks
So-
because
Scroll long
everybody's
enough-
just fishing
Okay.
for views.
Yeah, so
they
you
just-
gotta ignore all of the blue check mark people.
yeah.
You gotta ignore
That's true.
basically anyone who's talked to Elon Musk because I don't know, they're all crazy.
Calvin, how mad are you? Never mind.
So anyway,
No, but
You just gotta ignore.
one thing I do believe is that China's like the algorithm they made for America is like to make us dumber.
It's
And
not
if-
even a Chinese
no,
company.
No, if you look at
That's the
China's
problem.
TikTok algorithm, it's like math and things that like make you smarter, and ours is like